Hi, welcome back to this another module where we will be learning about how to turn the food into a weight loss machine. Yes, many of the time we think of eating the healthy, but we couldn't able to follow it. All of us are having a some kind of food addiction, like we are addicted to some kind of food, maybe pizza, pasta, coke, or maybe pastry, cake, gulab jamun, jalebi, maybe some kind of sweets that we are addicted in. So whenever we think of eating a healthy and we see that our favorite food is front of us, we couldn't able to resist and we land up eating out of control. Do you agree this? Yes, it happens with every one of us. Today, knowledge is not a problem. Whatever I'm telling is not new. You already know it. But the problem is that we are not able to follow it. So why this food addiction is happen? What is the reason behind the food addiction and how we can overcome this food addiction? That we will talk about that in this video. See, today, if you ask me, we human beings are the most intelligent species on this earth, but we only don't have a control on ourselves. So let's understand why we are addicted to the food. We will understand this food addiction cycle. See, we humans always do things because we get something out of that. We get pleasure out of that. If we are not getting anything, then we will definitely not do it. So let's understand that in a one particular day, like today, some event has happened and that event has triggered some emotions in you. Let me give you an example. Like if you are in the office and you had a debate or you had a fight with your boss, what will happen because of that? You will feel sad, you will feel disappointment, you will feel unloved, you will feel unconfident, some kind of negative emotion you will have that, right? So the event which happened is that you had a fight with your boss or you had a fight with your husband, and that has triggered a negative emotion in you. And to come out of that negative emotion, you will try to do something. Maybe you will think of going with your friends, or maybe you will think of going for a shopping, or maybe you will plan a trip with your friends. But that is like somewhere you need to depend on someone else, or it will take time. So what is that sudden thing that will give you a pleasure? Is to have the food, is to have your favorite food. We humans always want to keep a positive emotion with us, and we don't want to have a negative emotion. We always want to come out of that negative emotion as soon as possible. So when you have that sadness or when you are unhappy, to come out of that negative emotion, the sudden thing that will help you and a simple method that you can adopt it is to have your favorite food. So as soon as you have your favorite food, you will feel rewarded, you will feel happy, and you will come out of the negative emotion. Let me give you an example. When you have a fight with your husband or when you have an argument with your husband, you feel sad, you feel unloved. And for that to come out of that emotion, of course, which is a simple method, is to have your favorite food than to go for a shopping or to go out with your friends, because this is going to take a time and you're depend on somebody else for that. To come out of that negative emotion, either you will have a ice cream or you will have a cake or you will have a pastry. So when you have that food, you feel happiness and you come out of your negative emotion. So basically, we eat the food is because we want to come out of emotion. Now, this is an example of negative emotion. Same thing happens with the positive emotions also. Let me give you an example. When you go out with your friends for a party, of course, when we go on a party, we have a lot of fun, there will be a lot of enjoyment, there will be a lot of food. So food is definitely one part that we always have so that we can have a fun. So maybe you will order a pizza, or maybe you will order a coke, pasta, something you will order. Now that time, if you think, no, 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 I'm going to have only healthy food and I'm not going to have this, what you will feel, you will not feel the part of that group. You will feel that you are somebody else and you are not the part of that group. So when you want to have that bonding, or when you are with a friend, you also want to have a fun, you want to take feel happy. So you will have that pizza, you will have that coke, because that brings a bonding between all between your friends. You feel like you are the part of that group, you feel like the you're the belonging, you're the part of that group, and you have that bonding with your food. And that's the reason you eat that food. So basically today whatever food we eat is because of our emotion. Food satisfies our emotional needs, and that's the reason we we are addicted to the food. Today, if you ask me in a whole year, how many times a day you eat an unhealthy food, or you eat the food from the outside? Let's take an example of that. Let's see like how many days actually we land up eating the food or unhealthy food. Let's talk about the festivals. In India, there are a lot of festivals are there. Our full year we are having festivals. So let's take an example, 25 days will be like a festivals in a full year. So 25 days you will definitely eat something outside. Then there will be some days are like Valentine Day or your birthday or your wedding or your anniversary, some kind of thing will be there, some days will be there. So those days, to celebrate that days, you will eat food, unhealthy food from outside. Just take a 25 days out of that. Then maybe you are going for a marriages or going for a functions, because we live in a society, so definitely to have that bonding we'll go for such kind of functions. Maybe you are attending a 10 functions in a year. Then comes with the parties, you're having a party with your friends, or you got promoted, so that's the reason you're throwing a party to your friends, or whatever some reason is there. So in a year you're conducting at least minimum of 5 parties, and you will enjoy the food that time. Not feeling good. How many times in a year we feel that अरे आज mood नहीं है, I'm not feeling good, I don't feel like making a food, and that's the reason we land up ordering the food from the outside. Do you think it may be happening 50 times a year? Then friends get together. We always love to go out with your friends. So महीने में एक बार तो at least must be we'll be having a great get together. So count 12 times we are having a get together with your friends. Then no mood to cook. Sometimes we don't have a mood to cook. अरे आज कुछ करने का मन नहीं है, तो I will order something from the outside. 25 times a year चलो हम ऐसे भी feel करते हैं. Sometimes we go out for a movies and sports. कितना बार होता होगा साल में? महीने में एक बार पकड़ लो. So maybe 12 times in a year you're going out for movies or maybe sports, something like that. And travel. Of course, we do the lot of travel. We go out for a vacation. It is not only the vacation, and like our regular basis also we do local travel also. So during that traveling, when we feel hungry, we land up eating something unhealthy. So let's take 50 times it is happening. And yes, sometimes it happens that we see one tempting ad, and when we see that new tempting ad, हमको लगता है अरे नहीं नहीं ये प्रोडक्ट तो अभी खा के ट्राई करना चाहिए. So sometimes we feel that also. So पकड़ लो 10 times you ate when you feel tempted out of that ad. So now if you count all these days, so out of 365 days, almost 224 days of unhealthy eating is happening. So out of 365 days, 224 days we are eating from the outside, and we are eating that unhealthy food. Now you will ask me, to kya, so that don't you like we need to completely give up on not eat, completely give up on eating our favorite food? We should not eat our favorite food at all. It is not like that. It is not at all like that. Even I like to eat the jalebi, gulab jamun. Even I like to eat the sweets. But because it is there in front of me and that's the reason I am eating it, that should not be the way. I'm eating because I want to eat it. I'm eating it today because I feel like eating it. That should be the emotion you should have. You take the responsibility. You should eat guilt free, not because it is there in front of us, not because somebody else is, and not because I am sad, because I am not feeling good, and to come out of that emotion I am eating. That should not be there. Take the responsibility of that. 80% time you can eat an healthy food, and 20%, yes, of course, you can enjoy your favorite food. Out of 365 days in a year, at least 300 days you can focus on eating that healthy food. And yes, 65 days maybe festivals, parties, marriages, you can enjoy your favorite food from the outside. So you need to take the responsibility, have that freedom, that when I want I will eat it, and I will eat it without any guilt. It's not that कि खा लिया उसके बाद oh I should have not eaten, I am feeling guilty. That should not be happening. So start taking the responsibility of food that we are eating in. From today, think of what is that emotion, what is that trigger, that one event that triggering your emotion, and because of that emotion you are eating food to satisfy yourself. So once you identify that trigger, once you identify that event, work on that, to control on that, so that you can come out of this food addiction.